Let's look at the criteria for evaluating sources using the acronym PACA: Purpose, Authority, Currency, and Accuracy.
The first thing to consider is the purpose of the resource. Is it to inform or educate?
There are lots of books and websites on interesting topics meant to inform the reader.
Is the purpose of the resource to support a particular political position or point of view?
There are also lots of books and websites that support divisive issues. Is the purpose of the resource to sell a particular product or service? Or is the purpose just to entertain?
Sometimes the purpose of a resource might be to intentionally mislead you.
If we were to Google Martin Luther King Jr., we would find a website called martinlutherking.org. While this might sound like a helpful website about Martin Luther King Jr., when we dig deeper, we find out that it is actually owned by a white supremacist group and is out there just to give false information.
The authority piece has to do with the author of the article or book or website. What you want to know is, can you verify who they are? Do they list their credentials, their occupation, their experience, their education? Can you verify that information somewhere else?
Many people who write books or articles can be Googled to find out more information. For example, if you were to look up Dr. Eiler after reading one of his articles, you could find his information on the Greenville College website.
Whether you are looking at a book, an article, or a website, you want to know who the publisher is. Do they have a website? Can you get to their homepage? What do you know about the publisher?
If you are looking at an article in a journal published by Human Kinetics, you can go to their website to find out more about them.
Can you contact the author or the publisher? Do they have a phone number or a mailing address? How do you know they're legitimate?
Let's scroll through the website about Nerd Fitness. As we look through, we can see a lot of information about the author's story, but we don't actually see a way to contact the author to find out if this is really legitimate, unless of course we want to sign up and pay our $99.
Currency has to do with the publication date. How recent is it? If it's on a web page, can you trust the date that's listed? For a book or an article or a website, can you see if there's information that's obviously out of date?
If we were looking for a good fantasy baseball website, this wouldn't be a good choice, since it hasn't been updated since 1996.
If it's a reference book or a website, you want to know how frequently is it updated. You also want to look and see if there are any web links. Do they all work?
This is from a reference book that is available online. Notice that one of the sources is from 1977. You'll want to click on the link to make sure that it still works.
Accuracy has to do with making sure that the information you're reading is correct. Can you verify it in another source? Do they have a bibliography or reference list?
One thing that you will often find at the end of a Wikipedia article is a long list of sources, many of them with links.
Another factor to consider has to do with bias. Is the coverage objective? Do they state what their position on a controversial topic is, and how does it affect the accuracy?
This website is called Common Core Issues. While we don't know, because they don't tell us, exactly what their point of view is, we can guess that they are not in favor of Common Core. But it would be better if they had stated up front what their view is.
Finally, has the information that you're reading been peer-reviewed or refereed? This means, has another expert checked it out to make sure it all looks okay?
Thanks for watching this video on the criteria for evaluating sources.